Good evening, everybody. It's Charlie here, and welcome back to another live stream on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone has had a great Thursday so far. It's time for the last say. Obviously, as we delve into in more detail last night's 0-0 draw with Hull City. Just before we get into it in more detail, as always, please smash that like button if you can. It really does help get the stream out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new to help me reach 3K as soon as possible. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware of when I'm uploading and going live. And of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Really eager and intrigued to see what people's opinions are on last night's game. I can understand that it's probably a mixture of emotions and feelings towards the result last night. But I'll be honest, guys, just straight off the bat, I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with it. I think, look, did I expect to win in last night's game? Yes, I did. But given the circumstances of the game, i.e. the red card, I think we showed great character and grit and determination to get that point. I think previous Leeds teams of the past would have folded at that point and would have gone on to have lost that game, which, let's be honest, we nearly did. We need to thank the post for that one, because how Traore missed that chance, I do not know. It was an open goal. It was probably, it was harder to miss than score. But I guess that's just a little bit of luck that went our way. But let's just speak about the lineup first of all. As I said last night on my review, I think the decision to drop Sam Byram and bring Jamie Shackleton in at the time and last night, I was thinking, that was mad. But on reflection, Sam Byram had just come back from an injury against Millwall, so he was probably just doing that as a precaution to keep him fit for Watford. But I still think, in game and how it went down that left-hand side, I just think Jamie Shackleton just offered nothing going forward. Played it safe all the time. You could tell that, he just isn't that guy at left back for me. He's a good utility player if needed, but for me, I would have still played Byram, I think. Joe Rodon, before his red card, I thought was really, really good. Again, really good passer of the ball, cool and composed, can bring it out from the back really well. And I think Pascal Struijk has got better game by game with Joe Rodon next to him. Obviously, it's a shame that he'll now be suspended for Saturday's game with Watford. But hopefully Cooper and Strout can, play well together in that game if it is them at centre back, because Liam Cooper came on last night and within 10 minutes he'd made 2 errors. It just isn't good enough at this level for me, is Liam Cooper. Neither is Luke Ayling as well, who I thought had a difficult evening as well. They put their best winger on Luke Ayling, as we all knew they would do. And he gave Luke Ayling a difficult night, in my opinion. People may argue, it was 0-0 and he kind of restricted him down that side, which at times he did, but at times he did get beat far too easily and he had to rely on Joe Rodon or Archie Gray or Ampadu to cover him. Whereas if Jed Spence was fit and if he was playing, he would be able to get up and down the pitch at ease and, good going forward and can defend 1v1 really well as well. So there is that. Ampadu and Gray, again, really good as a partnership once again. I did think Archie Gray looked tired towards the end. It was starting to fade out of the game a little bit. So my feeling is that he will be rested against Watford, or at least just drop to the bench for either Gruev or Kamara to come in. Ampadu again, solid performance, really, really good. Just gets better and better game by game for me. And then obviously the front four, which obviously started off as Dan James, Nonto, Rutter, and Perot. James didn't really offer anything in the game for me. Again, he runs around a lot, but didn't really do much. I think he's probably better as an impact sub rather than starting games. I would have personally have gone for Jaden Anthony over Dan James to start. Obviously, Nonto came off injured and Somerville came on. If Nonto is still injured for Saturday, which I presume he will be, we'll find out more from Farker's press conference probably tomorrow. But if Nonto is still injured, I would start Jaden Anthony 100%. I think Anthony looked decent when he come on yesterday, and I thought he looked really bright against Millwall as well. You know, he's a player that was starting games in the Premier League at the start of this season, so for me, he should be starting. Somerville again, really good when he came on. I thought he was a lot better last night than what he was at Millwall. That chant that you could hear in the crowd and it's going around social media is a really good chant. I must say, can't wait to be singing that in the South Stand on Saturday. Perot and Rutter, I think Perot had a bit of a quiet night once again, whereas Rutter, you know, was decent, but he should score that chance in the first half. He should. He should be burying that. But other than that, I thought, you know, he had another decent game. I think game by game, and I think his confidence will get even better, and hopefully we'll start to see more consistent performances from him. So yeah, that's just my overall thoughts on just the team and how they all played individually. But we'll get onto some other bits shortly. Just a few comments. Caroline's in the building. Evening, another clean sheet. Yep, exactly, another clean sheet. Evening, Charlie. Hope you're well. At least another clean sheet. Yeah, everyone's happy with the clean sheet, which I can understand. Hi, Edward, how we doing? And just a Leeds thing. Hi, mate, how we doing? Okay. Let's just speak about the clean sheet then, shall we? So, I think up until now, I think we'd kept 3 clean sheets in 42 games prior to the last 3. And then obviously we've managed to keep 3 in a row now. And I think it's testament to what Daniel Farker is trying to implement at Leeds. I think it going forward, it reminds me of Bielsa ball. But it's like Bielsa ball with pragmatism, which is, I think, at the time is all we wanted from Bielsa, but he wouldn't change his ways. And, you know, I respect that to a degree, but I think he should have applied a bit of pragmatism. Daniel Farker's really worked on the back four. And I think, obviously, I know Joe Rodon's suspended for Watford, but it is only the one game. Moving forward, you know, I think Joe Rodon and Pascal Struijk is the centre-back partnership now. I think they work really well together and complement each other really well. I think Joe Rodon is obviously the better ball carrier of the two. But again, there's that balance there for Pascal does his things better than Rodon, and Rodon does his things better than Pascal Struijk. I think Pascal is growing with confidence game by game. It just shows you what can happen when you actually have a good centre-back next to you, unlike having Robin Koch, Diego Llorente or Liam Cooper next to you. You know, you've got a very good quality centre-back at this level in Joe Rodon. When Jed Spence is back, you've got Jed Spence on the right-hand side. And if Leeds don't sign a left-back in January, you've got, you know, Sam Byram there, who I also think has had a really good start to the season as well. But, you know, it's just really good to see Leeds not conceding goal after goal after goal. Look, I ain't saying that this will continue throughout the whole season because it probably won't. But it's just good to see the defence not being as exposed. Like I say, I think the right-hand side is an issue at the minute until Jed Spence comes back. But overall, I think this season, you know, we've done okay. I think we're the only championship team that hasn't conceded a goal in September, which is good. And yeah, look, I'm just really pleased with what Daniel Farker is trying to do at Leeds at the minute. And going forward, we know we have the talent. We know that we can expose teams going forward, but you build from the back with any team, and I think the defense is looking stronger and stronger game by game. So that will automatically aid the midfield and the attack to grow with confidence game by game as well and get even better. So yeah, hopefully, it is all starting to come together now. Edwin's saying he didn't watch it, but should we can got the win? Sorry, mate, I don't understand what you mean there. Daniel Farke is working wonders in a relative. Yeah, he really has, Caroline, hasn't he? I just love the bloke. I really do. I think he's come in a very difficult situation. After relegation, the fans being fed up with the club, fed up with the board, how it's being run. Takeover gets done. There's all these players leaving on loan deals and all the stuff with Nonto, Sinistera, Adams, and he's just kept a cool head. He knows who he's got now. He wants players to come in and play for the shirt, which I love. And like I say, the football is getting better and better game by game. I think Millwall was probably the best performance of the season. So I think naturally we all had high expectations going into last night, but you could tell last night that we'd only played a few days before. And some players looked a bit fatigued towards the end, but they need to get used to that now because games come quick and fast in the Championship. But I have no doubts. Like I think I said this on a stream the other day. Even if we don't go up this season, I have every confidence that he will get us up next season. I trust everything that he's doing. And look, the Watford game on Saturday will be another tough one. As they're on some good form at the minute as well. I think they drew 2-2 with West Brom last night. So again, it'll be a tough one. But at home, Ellen Road, fans behind them, the football's getting better. The mood and the whole vibe within the squad just looks better as well. I have every confidence that Leeds can win that game, but it's at Ellen Road, or Watford going to come and play in a low block. If they do, Daniel Farke needs answers to that. But again, I have every confidence in him to do that. Hi, chat. Hiya, our stripper. How are we doing? We are most teams' cup final. Yep, 100%. You could you could see that it was a full house at the MKM last night, which just shows you that they were only there to watch Leeds, and the Leeds fans were in good song as well. You could hear them on. I had to watch it on my iPad last night actually because it was on the Sky Sports red button, so I watched it on there. But you could hear them. Leeds fans are always the loudest in the ground. Doesn't matter whether you're at Ellen Road or any other ground. We're always the loudest and more passionate fan base. But I think naturally the fans are getting louder. The fans are getting more passionate because they can see that there's a plan in place on and off the pitch now. When the football gets better, the fans get more on side. And I think for the last 2 years, we've just been so used to utter dross and garbage football week in, week out, under Marsh, under Grazia, Scabala, Allardyce, whoever. And then now we've finally got a manager in who plays good football, understands how to do well at this level. And like I say, I think me and all you guys and all Leeds United fans have got full confidence in Daniel Farke and his team. But there are still elements that need to be improved. Of course they are. But, I think everyone's just feeling a lot more positive about Leeds, and it's really good to see. NFT Investments is saying, hi, Charlie. If ever a game showed why we need to sign a left back, that game was last night. Shaq runs his nuts off, but he's not a left back. We need Spence fit as soon as possible, as Ailing is done. Could not agree more with everything you've just said there. Like I said at the beginning, Jamie Shackleton is a good player. He is a good utility player, but he's not a left back. And he never will be a left back. He could probably do a job there to a degree like he did last night, but Byram just offers so much more going forward. He links up well with the left winger on that side. good 1-2s, balls into the box. You just don't get that with Shackleton. And he got beaten a few times last night in critical areas. And I think his decision making is quite poor a lot of the time as well. But, I understand it to a degree. Byram had just come back from an injury against Millwall. He probably didn't want to take that risk going into Watford on Saturday. But, I had a coach, but I would have still played Sam Byram. I would have done. But I would like to think anyway, Byram will be starting against Watford. Obviously, I'll be doing my preview for the Watford game tomorrow night. So make sure you tune in for that when that goes up, where I'll discuss it in more detail. But I would have thought Sam Byram will start. And I think Somerville will obviously start as well. But yeah, guys, look, it's like I was saying, it just feels so good at the minute that, yes, we're ninth, but if we win on Saturday and other results go our way, we'll be in the top 6. Hull have started the season off well, but I did feel that up until the red card, we were the better team. We had the better chances, especially in the first half. The Rutter one should be a goal. I don't know how he managed to miss that, in all honesty. There was the one from Somerville as well. Really good hit, forced a good save from the keeper. I think there was one from like a corner. It was like a half chance from Perot. But yeah, I felt Leeds had more of the ball. We looked better on the ball. Hull didn't really get a sniff. I don't think Meslier had anything to do in the first half. But obviously, naturally, they came into the game more and looked better when Leeds were down to 10 men. And as I said at the beginning, the red card for me shouldn't be a red card. I think the second yellow is a worthy yellow. But the first one's just not a yellow card. It isn't. Like, I understand it's a foul, because they kind of collide and it kind of stops them forming a counter attack. But he hasn't meant to bring that player down. They've just collided, and he should have maybe just got a warning. But the fact he got a yellow card for it just shows that the officiating at this level is diabolical. And now he's obviously suspended for Watford, which will be a huge blow at the back, because you're probably going to see Liam Cooper come in if Cresswell isn't fit. Cresswell must be injured, by the way, because he wasn't even on the bench last night. But if Cresswell's fit, I'd just put Cresswell at right centre back. But it won't be. It'll be Stroik and Cooper. Cooper again wasn't great when he come on last night. He made that one good tackle towards the end, but other than that, I thought it was just typical Liam Cooper. The fact that we had Luke Ayling and Liam Cooper in the same back four last night gave me serious anxiety, and I'll be probably anxious again in Ellen Road on Saturday. But yeah, look, I'll be honest with you guys, there's not really much more for me to go into on this one. There's 13 of you in the building. If you wouldn't mind smashing a like on the video, just so it gets out there to more people. But again, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to discuss on last night's game, guys. I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather this evening, so I just thought I'd come on and do a quick one. But yeah, those are my thoughts on last night's game. It was good to get some of your guys' thoughts as well. Really appreciate everyone that has dropped in this evening's stream and shared your thoughts in the comments. As I said, though, before I sign off, before you leave the video, please smash a like on it. It really does help get it out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. We're on the road to 3,000. If you could do me a solid, that would be very much appreciated. Hit the notification bell so that you know when I'm uploading and going live. And if you're watching after the live stream ends, then get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I will be back on the channel tomorrow evening for my match preview ahead of the Watford game. So make sure that you tune into that. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.